Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Venus square or opposition the Ascendant in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart. They were a little bit concise. Some people may refer to them as snappy. So what I decided to do is make another series on them, in which the videos will be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway. First thing up is, well, if you have Venus square or opposition the ascendant in a natal chart, one way it may manifest is that there may be difficulty in loving, which is Venus, of the outer self, which is the ascendant. Now, let's say, for example, if the ascendant is Gemini, you may be seeing a lot of the more negative qualities in your ascendant, such as being very mercurial or vacillating, sometimes even gossiping or overly talkative or garrulous or, dissipating self through lack of an integrating or unifying, purpose. And you just gotta, to keep in mind if you have one of these aspects that, it's important to love yourself and, try to see, the good, aspects and things, and, in terms of your outer demeanor, your outer personality. I have Venus square my ascendant, and I believe I have had trouble, loving myself. So the thing is, in me also, another way that these aspects may be expressed in a natal chart is that it may be hard to find the energy and vitality, which is the ascendant, to make money, which is Venus. Now, let's say if you have, Venus and Taurus as an example, making money may be done, in a very persistent manner with a lot of patience and perseverance, done in a methodical and deliberate manner as well, or it could be doing something, Taurus related, whether it could be agriculture, architecture, gardening, cultivation, something with banking, finance, art, music, or be as a pawnbroker or stockbroker, as some examples. And the thing too is that Venus square or opposite the ascendant in a natal chart may also pan out in having trouble valuing, which is Venus, new beginnings, which is the ascendant. Now, naturally, if you're having trouble or difficulty valuing new beginnings, it may be hard to start them because you may not be putting like a lot of significance or emphasis on them. Now, let's say if the ascendant is in the zodiac sign Cancer, as an example, new beginnings may be tied in with cooking, culinary, restaurant work. It may be doing something with real estate, home remodeling, renovation, interior decoration, could be some kind of home design position, or doing something even with the laundry or plumbing business, as some examples. Now, another thing too is that if you have, Venus square or opposite the ascendant in a natal chart, there may also be, where the appearance, which is the ascendant, at least maybe by you, let's say by your perception, it may not be beneficial to your self-worth, your self-esteem, how you feel about yourself, which is Venus. Now, the let's say, if the ascendant is in Pisces, there may be something where, the appearance or visage may be heavy to some degree, or or if you have, say, another example could be, Capricorn rising, has a tendency to be slender, to be slim, and there may be, in terms of, the appearance, you may be seeing the negative, aspects, and if Libra ascendant may not feel that they're attractive or beautiful enough, even if he or she actually is. So, but a lot of it, I believe, is perception. But the thing is, the if you look at these aspects, Venus square or opposite the ascendant, another way it may manifest in the natal chart is that there may be difficulty in terms of finding the drive, which is the ascendant, for artistic endeavors, which is Venus. Now, let's say if Venus is in Pisces, as an example, artistic endeavors may be ones that are connected with fictional fantasy art, maybe abstract art, or even art that's connected with the sea, the ocean, boating, fishing. Venus and Gemini can be animated or cartoon type of art as some examples. And also, too, one's relationships, which include important friendships, which is Venus, may not be overly helpful, to your outlook on life, which is the ascendant. Now, let's say the ascendant is in Capricorn. Well, Capricorn rising, the outlook on life can be one where it can be very pragmatic and being about being cautious and prudent, but really negatively aspected. It may also be pessimistic, very negative, and the relationships, as an example, may not be helpful in terms of this, or may even exacerbate an outlook on life, the part of it that may not always be positive. So, and also too, a grandparent in people prominent in your early childhood, which is the ascendant, may not be auspicious in terms of your talents and abilities, which is Venus. And what I elaborate on what I'm saying is, in terms of them not being auspicious or beneficial in your talents and abilities, it could be the development of them. It may be that they don't want to be involved in any activities that are associated with your talents and abilities. Now, let's say, for example, if Venus is in Virgo, talents and abilities may be tied in with simply being able to organize, analyze, compartmentalize, and analyzing could be, could cover many things, such as diagnosing, vehicle-related problems. Venus in Virgo may have very good analytical, ability in terms of a talent or ability, or Venus in Aquarius may have a talent, for things like computers, electronics, astronomy, astrology. But these people, the people prominent again in their early childhood and a grandparent, may not have much interest in those things. As an example, they may not be helpful, in matters connected with talents and abilities. Now, and those people also may not be helpful in legal issues, which is Venus as well. Now, let's say if Venus is in Gemini, as an example, legal issues, maybe maybe you had somebody slander you, or it could be where somebody might have forged your signature or plagiarized your work, as some examples. Now, also, too, it may be an arduous task in finding, that environment, which is the ascendant, which is peaceful, which is Venus. Now, especially, I mean, let's say if you have, an ascendant, like Taurus, I mean, ascendant generally, is enamored with a peaceful environment. If he or she doesn't have that, it could be really problematic. And then if you have this aspect on top of it, could add, it could really make, things very difficult, for that person. And also any issues that may arise that are connected with the neck, the throat, thyroid, kidneys, or lower back, which is Venus, you know, um, may have more of an adverse effect on your vitality and even your appearance, which is the ascendant. Now, let's say you have your ascendant in Leo. Now, Leo rising can have very indefatigable, even inexorable, close to inexorable energy, I should say. Um, but if there are issues with any of the things I described that are anatomically connected with Venus, it may have more of an adverse effect on that energy level, more so than most people. Now, another thing too is that the thing is important friends and even the significant other, which is Venus, may often not feel compatible with your outer demeanor and the qualities you naturally express, which is the ascendant. It could be they may be seeing a lot of the more of the negative. I mean, if the ascendant is an Aquarius, as an example, Those could be the non-conforming or rebellious side, erratic side of Aquarius rising, the very unpredictable, side that is connected with the sign of the ascendant is in Aries is another example. Those qualities, maybe more, people may be seeing more of the acerbic energy, or you may come across as being overly aggressive and forceful to those people. Now, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, I will learn it.